した涙の数だけ流れ星が君を照らし続けるよ。もしいつの日にか生まれ変わっても君に出会いたい。 一人になったあの日、本心を閉じ込めが言いかけた涙の後拭って欲しかった。誰からも愛されず傷ついて生き続けた。たどり着いた場所にも誰もいなかった。このまま瞳閉じてしまったら、もう二度と目を覚ますことも叶わないと。闇の中一筋の光が差す。諦めかけた心、そっと照らす。優しくて温かいあなたの手の差し伸べられたその手、掴み取る夢を生きる契約を。世界から切り離された森の奥、二人で暮らす屋敷で、幸せな日々一つなに重ねた。闇に染まった体、永遠の命と引き換えに光に怯えながら生きてゆく。月明かり数えてないく闇も思い馳せる。初めての愛情に触れたあの記憶、私に向けた静かな眼差し、少しずつ傾いた心の天秤が、あなたが語り出した悲しかった。私と同じように一人になった。切なさと優しさが宿った手の裏に、後悔と贖罪が滲み出る。彼を強く抱きしめて、彼の深い愛情を注いだ女性について静かに話しました。嫉妬してしまうほど亡き女性を思う彼に少女は言いました。もう一人じゃないよ。ねえ、私じゃダメかな。彼は否定も肯定もしませんでした。じゃあさ、私があなたの願い叶えるから。私に居場所をくれたあなたのため、できることただ一つしかない。決してしない誰からも愛されず傷ついて生き続けた。たどり着いた場所で巡り合ったあなた、共に生きたい叶わぬ願いをこの胸にもう一度閉じ込めたいかけた。永遠に届かないこの心を悟られないようにと深く沈め、終わらせてあげるから二人安らかに。約束が しい日々つかの間の光消された瞳に映るその景色が青い炎で焼かれ失われたそっと降り続く雪のように声にならない声が溶けてゆく静かに噛みしめた唇は震えてる冷たくはないのにぎゅっと握りしめた指先臆病な風が髪を揺らした気づけば街路樹も色づいて今だけ時間が止まってくれたら歩きかけた君の手をつかみあと少しそばにいてよなんて言葉言えないけど立ち止まって重ねた指先に少し感じた戸惑いこんなにも胸が苦しくて痛いよどうかあと少しの距離を届いてほしいと願った空へ 少し感じたぬくもり、こんなにも愛しくなってしまった。どうかあと少しの距離を届いてほしいと、今だけでもこぼれたひとしずく溢れる想い、言葉にできなくてどうしようもなく、好きなこと白い息がかかる距離で震えないように抱きしめて、そっとつぶやいた。あなたが好きです。あなたは信じてくれるかな、魔法と砂時計の歌。もう大丈夫だよ、一人ぼっちが二人震えた心を溶かす、初めて触れた温度価値。もう大丈夫だよ、冷めないうちに食べて。こう塗ってく無色透明感情が全部こぼれてく。本当はわめきたかった泣き虫に魔法をかけたね。平行線羽ばたく蝶々、点と点つなぐあなたと一緒にいたい、隣にいたい、どんな結末でも命の余白を通したい。その手で何に触れた、運命とか宿命とか越えられるよ光の世界。あなたが信じてくれるから色づき始めた景色。もう大丈夫だよ、一人ぼっちじゃないし。震えていたのも忘れて、今は暑苦しいくらいだ。もう大丈夫だよ、冷めないうちに食べて。心拍数が上がってく、愛情という感情を知る。ずっと続くはずだった残酷に魔法が溶けてく。描くはずの余白が切り取られてく。触れたものは手から崩れ落ちてゆく。いつか伝えればいい言葉はもう声が枯れてあなたには届かない。魔法がなくてもいい、魔法がなくてもいい、あなたがいればいい、あなたがいればいい。あと何文字あなたに伝えられるだろうね。きっときっときっとどこかでまた春の風揺れる桜、日常変わらない世界。一つ小さな足音が暁を告げる。平行線羽ばたく蝶々、点と点つなげるだけ。夢のように透き通ってく、誰も知らない光の世界。 じてくれるかな魔法と砂時計の歌もう大丈夫だよ一人ぼっちが二人今隠した夢の月まだ思い出引きずるで終わらない迷路いざな僕を騙しめくらませた嘘言葉通り期待していつも通り傷ついていつまでやってんだよ今宵も一人芝居現れては消える鳴らして逃げ回ってどこか行ってしまえよ忘れてしまいたいただ繰り返すだけの夜後悔と眠る早々に駆られてふらつく足元非道な手口で隠した夢の隙間だ思い出引きずるで終わらない迷路に夢中で姿見失う閉ざしたはずの頃また空いた隙間から奪われてる不甲斐ない姿を笑って僕をけなしめくらませた嘘言葉通り期待していつも通り傷ついて変われず学ばない僕は一人ぼっちだまた繰り返すだけの日々手首を眺めてすり減る肯定感膨らむ劣等感もう飼いならせない隠した夢の月まだ思い出引きずるで止まらない涙の海で息つきできない漏らしたはずの日がまた傷をえぐるのもやめて不甲斐ない姿を笑って僕をけなすんだ隠した夢の月まだ終わらない迷路
Hi, Mystery Recapped here. Today, I am going to explain an American teen comedy film called Bully. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. Jimmy Mulligan is a polite teenager in high school. In the opening scene, we see him minding his own business in the school's hallway. A trio of bullies, Eddie, Neil, and their leader, Miles, walk down the hallway, intimidating everyone on their way. Miles shoves the books out of Jimmy's hands and challenges him to do something about it. As usual, Jimmy lets them walk over him and does nothing. Since he never retaliates, the bullies often target him. Later, Jimmy is approached by his only friends, Andy and Bobby, both of whom are considered the school's losers. Over time, the constant nagging and insulting have made Jimmy depressed. His mother senses something is wrong, but Jimmy refuses to tell her what he is going through. After school, his friends call him over to lighten the mood, but Jimmy refuses to go. He knows that there is a chance he will bump into Miles, who also lives in the same neighborhood. Hence, he dreads leaving the house altogether. The next day at school, Andy and Bobby greet him using popular teenage slang to sound cool, but fail miserably. Jimmy feels at home with them, that is until Miles approaches him yet again. Bobby runs away immediately, knowing that the guy will definitely insult him. Miles stops the other two and asks Jimmy for $100. When Jimmy claims that he doesn't owe them anything, the guy starts getting aggressive. But then, Miles notices Vinny watching them and retreats for a moment. Vinny is a great fighter who has many dangerous connections. He doesn't like when Miles and his group bother people and is always keeping an eye on them. Because of his influence, even the bullies are scared of him. Then, we are introduced to a girl named Adrian. She is smart and friendly, but is always misjudged by her looks. She seems to have a crush on Jimmy, but he doesn't believe any girl would be interested in him. One of the bullies, named Eddie, touches Bobby inappropriately in class, causing him to scream and run away. Because Bobby likes men appropriately in class, causing him to scream. Named Adrian. She is smart and friendly, but is always misjudged by her looks. She seems to have a crush on Jimmy, but he doesn't believe any girl would be interested in him. One of the bullies, named Eddie, touches Bobby inappropriately in class, causing him to scream and run away. Because Bobby likes men, the bullies call him slurs and make fun of him all the time. Jimmy helps his friend feel better before the guys go to the cafeteria. They notice Adrian staring at Jimmy, but he is still not convinced that she is interested in him. Miles sits with the group and asks him for money yet again. This time, a senior guy stands up against the bully. Not wanting to get into trouble, Miles leaves, but it doesn't take him long before approaching Jimmy again. He stops Jimmy on his way home, furious about what happened at the cafeteria. When Jimmy refuses to pay, the bully starts beating him up. A neighbor named Mr. Jackson notices this and comes out to save Jimmy. Miles calls him a racial slur before driving away with his friend. After that, Jackson brings Jimmy inside and helps him with his injuries. Jimmy notices a picture of a boxer on the wall and is surprised to find out the person is Jackson. It turns out that he used to be a national boxer back in the day. He suggests that Jimmy learn self-defense so the guys won't bother him again, but Jimmy doesn't even know where to begin. A while later, Jackson takes him home, where his parents are horrified to see their son with a black eye. Jackson tells them what happened and brings up the topic of self-defense class. The parents seem skeptical and ask for some time to think it over. In the following scene, someone knocks on Jackson's door. He opens it to see the couple with Jimmy, who now has 2 black eyes. They hand their son over to Jackson, requesting him to make the kid tough. However, Jackson doesn't train guys himself. He has a friend named Manny, who runs a gym and a boxing center. When Jimmy walks into the establishment for the first time, he feels out of place. He doesn't know if he will survive between the athletic and muscular people with his body type. Still, Manny takes him in and encourages him, saying that nothing is impossible. If he puts his heart into the training, he is sure to learn the basics of boxing in no time. To boost his confidence, Manny makes him show his strength and is pleasantly surprised when he is strong enough to push him. Jimmy then gears up and practices for 2 full hours before returning home with Jackson. By the end of the day, he is tired to the core, but Jackson notices that he's worried about something else. Upon being asked, Jimmy reveals that the bullies are not going to stop bothering him until he gives them the money. But to teach them a lesson, he will have to train for at least a month. After thinking about it for a while, Jackson comes up with a solution. He advises Jimmy to promise them $200 if they wait for a month. That way their greedy asses will fall right into the trap and wait for the day until he is ready to beat them. The next morning, Jimmy can barely move. Every muscle in his body hurts, which makes him want to give up right then and there. His mother gives him a half-filled pain relief ointment that wouldn't be enough for a single arm. Still, he somehow gets dressed for the day and goes to school. Andy meets him on the way and sees him waddling because of the pain in his thighs. Jimmy refrains from telling his friend the truth, afraid that he won't commit to boxing. At school, the bullies approach him in the hallways, as always. They slam him into the lockers for the money, but Jimmy is quick to divert their attention. He claims to have gotten a very good after-school job that will pay him after a month. If they wait for that long, he promises to double the money. Miles and the group agree, before making him understand if he is unable to keep his word, the consequences will not be good. For the next few days, Jimmy has a very hard time training because he is not habituated to a lot of physical exercises. The pressure is just too much for him. His exhaustion is clearly visible in his performance. One day, Manny tells Jackson that if the kid doesn't show progress, he will have to join another gym because he is not fond of laziness in his establishment. That night, on their way back home, Jimmy reveals that he doesn't feel confident in his strength. After all the hard work, he is still not sure if he'll be able to beat the bullies. But after Jackson shares his own experience,